I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Forensic Gameology, hosted by ForensicGameology.com.
News for science.
In some nebulous amount of time or less.
I had to think about that one.
Yeah.
So forensic news, reviews, news. Okay.
Ticket to Ride Legacy Game 5 recap.
Oh, yeah. I almost said that.
It's been a whole thing. So, as is our tradition, we start all of these with inane banter and we don't get to the point for like 5 minutes, but
yeah.
Let me just ask you a question. Does that bother you? Do you skip past this part? Are you not even watching because you never get... We do that a lot, where we sit here and just goof off before we even start talking about what we came to talk about, which is essentially this.
Yeah, which is... Well, so we are talking about what we came here to talk about.
Because it's us.
So if you're watching it...
Essentially, we're just trying to share with you our personalities. And this is it. This is unfiltered. This is real.
This is unfiltered.
This is real.
Real talk. Real talk. We hit 1,000 subscribers.
A multiple of 500.
Thank you.
We're actually at 1,010, and I purposely... We haven't done the video yet until now, of course. We didn't do it for the first when we got to 1,000 because I'm always a little scared with the variance of how people will subscribe and unsubscribe, and sometimes 5 and 5, and so I'll be like, we hit 1,000, we're at 995. We're at 1,000, 996. And so... I waited enough because, I mean, if 11 people unsubscribe, now you're just trolling me. I know this.
Trolls.
But
you're
I
not.
feel like,
You're not.
Not you. I would never say that about you.
No.
But anyway, I have to feel that even if some people unsubscribe, we'll still be at above 1,000, and it'll be legitimate by the time we release this. Hopefully tomorrow. But that being the case, we need to...
Which is today. To you.
That's right. We're in the future. So, we're in the past. Tell us, what are the stock prices? So, Molly is going to hit the random number generator. I've got our subscribers on a spreadsheet.
Some have names, some are not names. Some are just their usernames, which I looked over at one and I thought, wow, there you go.
Son of Frankenstein.
Maybe you'll win. Okay, so generating?
Yeah, let me just tell you. And this is for... If you get 254, it'll be Son of Frankenstein. So Son of Frankenstein watching right now, he's like, 254.
This is for a glitter painting.
Yeesh.
We forgot to say.
So, the glitter painting, do we have one of those handy? Did we move them? Oh, it's right there. We reorganized the shelves today, just for our own benefit.
This is one. This is an unfinished one.
So you can get something cool, something geeky, something that you... identify with.
I made a Beauty and the Beast one, so whatever, if you're thinking, I'm not that kind of geek.
You've made a Frozen one before.
I made a Frozen one. I made Olaf, and then Beauty and the Beast, I made the Rose. So, whatever you geek out about, I can probably make a glitter painting
a sports geek with a glitter football?
I could do glitter football, yeah. Or your favorite team. Yeah, so it's not just limited to the geekdom that we traditionally think as geekdom. So,
alright, I've got the spreadsheet, you've got the random number generator.
Generate now. 430.
Sorry, Son of Frankenstein. Let's see, 430. I'm in the 200s, now I'm in the 300s. 430 is David Young.
David Young!
So, David Young, if you're listening and watching, expect a message on YouTube in some nebulous amount of time. Probably by tomorrow. So anyway, I'm going to send David Young, I'm going to send you a message on YouTube, because... That's all I have is your YouTube name, so I don't know, as I go through like Google Plus, whatever. Anyway, be expecting a message and think about what you want on your glitter painting. For everybody else, we can do this again in 500 or 490 more subscribers. But also, if you want more entries into the contest, you can go on our Patreon and... For like is it $3 a month or $5 a month? There's various levels that you can pledge at that gives you more entries that you can have a better shot at winning. Well, that's that. So let's shut this guy.
Yeah.
I've got my cough drop diet over here. My Dayquil diet I've been on. Been home from work for a couple of days, sick. It's been the worst, but hopefully getting better. I picked a real time to get sick. My boss his wife just had their baby, and apparently in the passenger seat of their car.
Goodness,
they got to the hospital and it was like, the baby's coming now. And so he's out and I'm out, and there's a bunch of responsibilities that need to get done. And,
Speaking of responsibilities, responsibilities.
Name that reference.
Name the reference in the comments. It's hilarious. Euphoria. We played the other day. And I was going to win on the turn that the person won on, right? So once person gets 10 stars on the board, game's over. But it went him. He won.
Austin
won. Tom could have won the next turn, and then it was my turn, and I could have won. So it was super close, although Tom could have won the turn before, and he didn't even see that. So
Molly pointed out to me I feel like such a dummy, and I wasn't going to win. Molly, so basically, I could have won. Basically, Austin, let's do it this way. I could have won, then Austin, then...
me.
Well, no, because it would have been me, then Austin, then me, then Molly, then me.
Well, so Tom's plan of winning had him 3 turns out from winning, is what he's trying to say. He could have won on that one turn, the first turn.
I could have won the game, but I didn't even see it until Molly pointed out. I was like, oh.
Well, yeah, so it was silly. Super fun game. Tom,
can I
have a question.
Go ask me your question.
Not for you. For the listeners, viewers. I obviously don't know what to call you. Which one is more complicated? If you've played both, which one is more complicated to teach and play? I don't know if those should be separate. Teach, play. Euphoria or Scythe? I'm not going to say what we think. I'm not going to taint your opinion. I want you to answer in the comments. Because we disagree. It's surprising that we disagree, but we do disagree on that thing. Go on.
Speaking of what we disagree on, what is your favorite Stonemaier game?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
I think we've played them all.
I would probably say Scythe.
Scythe is your number one?
I think so.
Bar none. No question.
I think so.
Because no question, number one, bar none, my favorite is Euphoria. I love Euphoria. I could see it being dethroned. I mean, there's always... Maybe Stonemaier Games comes out with a game that I just love more, but man, I dig this game so much. This was the game that opened us up.
To your...
Well, no, I mean, we played like Power Grid and Lords of Waterdeep, so we played some years, but this is the one that got me like interested.
Yeah, where I was thank you, Jamie, for sending it, being generous, because he sent it for our convention, for the Play to Win.
Yep.
And he got us into it, and we've since gotten quite a few of our friends into this same game and into his other games.
Definitely,
so,
man. This is so yours is Scythe and mine's Euphoria.
I think so.
I dig this. This was our very first one I've ever played of
this was our first Stonemaier.
Mm-hmm. Man, I dig it.
Yeah. We played this before we played Viticulture.
Question to Molly, maybe more of a not question. Talk about miniature painting. Is that a thing?
Oh, so what do you want me to say? I'm about to start trying to paint miniatures.
Again?
I've done... So you see this Dreadfleet, it's the only mini games that we have. I don't know that I'm interested in playing miniature games as much as I'm interested in painting them. It's super fun. I painted one. I've put together some of them, and I've painted one. And I'm really proud of the painting I did. But since that one painting, I think I painted it while I was pregnant with our first daughter. And since then, this is not really a thing that you can just do and leave out when you have little kids.
Oh my goodness.
And so I've put together... You can't do
anything or leave anything out with little kids.
So I put together some of these ships. Right, these are just put together. They're not painted. But I painted this one. And so I'm about to start painting again. You probably can't see it, but it's a castle and the stones look really like stones. And I just really enjoyed it. And it looks like there's algae on some of them. Super fun. So I'm excited. I'm about to start trying to get back into that soon.
Are any of you all minis painters or minis? I don't know what you call when you build them. Are you mini builders or constructors? I don't know.
I don't really have any. I need resources if they're like internet resources. That
there's tons. Paint. There's tons. There's all sorts of videos out there about painting.
Oh
yeah, definitely. But like, is that anything that y'all do? Because like for me, Molly likes painting and I don't. Like that would be very boring to me. And like in punching these out and gluing them together. When I see a game like this, I instantly think I'm never going to play that game because I don't have the patience to punch them out. And then we have games where you have to cut things up, and I'm like, I guess that's never going to happen because I'm just never going to sit down and do that. But a lot of people prefer that, and they want to do like do-it-yourself games where they'll buy the version. They're not trying to pirate it or anything, but they just want the experience of like sitting down and making it themselves. Are you that person? Do you like painting miniatures? Do you like gluing them together? Do you like constructing your own games, your own versions of games, or the games that come very much user put togetherness required? So. That's exciting.
Assembly required?
That's what I said. So
I'm excited to get into that. I think it's my favorite craft thing to do, so I'm excited to get back into that. Yeah. Didn't know I was going to talk about Dreadfleet today.
You didn't see that I put mini painting on the board. I was hoping you wouldn't look. I got you good. Got you real good.
We have a whiteboard right in this area. And we generally put our notes on, don't forget to do this, don't forget to do this. But I think we talked about in other videos where Tom is like seemingly looking at me, but he's really looking past me to look at that board. And he sees, I wrote this question, so what is it? So, yes.
And
What is it?
I was going to say, I'm so excited about Ticket to Ride Legacy. By now we've released 8 videos.
Oh.
And the 5th one I'm hopeful to put out this week. We've only done 5 games, so after this now we need to film the other 6. It's 10 in a campaign, and then like the one that decides it all. And
one game to decide them all.
Man, I'm
Name
so
that
excited. I think they got it. So I'm so excited. And just, are you excited? Do you watch those? Do you not care? Are you not a Legacy person at all? Or are you so Legacy you will watch anything about it?
Are you so Legacy?
I'm so Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make a Dominion Legacy. I want to make a Forbidden Island Legacy. I'd like to make a Sentinels of the Multiverse Legacy. Definitely a Smash Up Legacy. I want to play them all. This would be so much fun. I haven't played Seafall. We've done a couple. We've done like the 2 scenarios. 2 introductory scenarios of Gloomhaven.
Yes,
but like I haven't really played the Legacy parts of a game that doesn't have an established IP already. For instance, like I played Risk Legacy and I've played Risk, and I've played Pandemic Legacy and I played Pandemic.
It doesn't have an already established game,
right?
Yeah.
And so I mean, like Small World Legacy. Would that be fun?
You know,
I don't know.
You know what we might like? What we might like a lot is the one that Jamie's coming out with.
Charterstone.
Charterstone.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's campaign legacy style game.
I'm looking forward to it. Think like
most of his other games.
The Lords of Waterdeep Legacy. What could you do with that? Permanent buildings?
I don't know. It seems super cool. Like the campaign aspect is really cool to us, right?
Yep.
And so we are hopefully about to start an RPG. So that's cool. But I've played a few other campaign games and I haven't liked them as much. So I don't know what the difference is.
Like what?
We played. I want Legends of Andor to be more campaign than it is.
That game is terrible.
Right?
Do you like Legends of Andor? Because everyone likes it but me. Everyone's always rating it a 10. Everyone's saying how good it is.
And you don't. It's not campaign. Like you can't. You don't. It gets harder. It seems, but you don't.
You don't keep
better,
your stats.
Yeah.
You don't get to keep all the good stuff you did.
But we played Descent.
Oh yeah, that was not our favorite.
And then the other one I can't think of, which I'm not going to waste your time trying to remember it. But so I don't know that it seems to not have gone as well as we would have liked.
I like Star Wars Edge of the Empire.
Right, it's an RPG that we're going to get into. I want to talk about this game. We just recently acquired this game, and we got it specifically because our Monday night game group, 2 of them really, really like. Can you not see? 2 of them really, really like hidden information co-ops.
Limited information. You can't tell.
Oh, hidden, limited information.
Same thing.
Yeah, so think Hanabi or The Grizzled, or if you've played the game, and you can't really, if you haven't played the game, good luck looking it up on BGG, because it's going to be impossible to find, because everything has game in it. Anyways, this is similar to that, and it's got really cool artwork, and it's really impossible. That's all I have to say about that. Fun and crazy, but seemingly impossible. We played 3 times.
But 2 times we played incorrectly. So right before people came over for game night, they come over at 6:30. 6:24, I decided I'm going to read the rule book. We're going to do this. So when they got here, I was like 2 pages away from finishing. Turns out those last 2 pages, crucial. Super critical information in those 2 pages. So we played incorrectly the first 2 times.
But even when we played correctly, we still didn't get close. So
we got closest, right? Was it the closest we did?
I think we got a level 3 out, and we got some things on it, but not necessarily any closer. So it is seemingly impossible, but we're going to have to play it again, and I will let you know if we ever win.
I expect that we'll put a review of this out. When I say soon, it's so relative.
We don't.
We have these 2 babies that make everything so much slower. But I have a feeling that our Monday night group is going to play this enough that we could review it very soon. I think we're going to.
I agree with that.
I mean, I bet you Ethan and Emily will pick this.
Yeah.
At least Emily. This will be her only pick.
Until we win.
Yeah. That's her MO. Like, she picks these games until we win. In fact, one of our voting systems, which we should probably do a video on, was when she instituted it, and people actually voted this in. I voted against. She said, we're going to play the Grizzled until we beat it. So literally, every Monday, we're just going to get together and we're going to play the Grizzled until we beat it. And we beat it on the second try. Because I was like, we're doing this for real. I'm not going to play this a million times.
We hadn't beat it up to that point, and we played it a few times, and we hadn't beat it. And she said, enough. We need to beat it. And we did.
Ugh, what an experience.
It was great.
So great. Viewer questions. Do you have any questions for us? I love answering questions. By I mean Molly, because she's the one that answered the question last time about Smash Up favorite combos. Although,
oh yeah, you didn't really answer. You kind of gave a fake, like...
what was the Smash Up combo we played recently? I played the Elder Things and...
Spies.
And the Spies. Oh my goodness. Because I was trying to make a weak faction paired with a strong faction to see if I could bring the weak faction together. Oh my goodness.
They weren't weak.
Well, everyone on this... I've actually posed the question on the Smash Up subreddit. I said, what are the weak... I can see my cords moving because my dog is playing with it. You guys can't see it, but all of a sudden I lost my entire train of thought because my dog is doing something with our microphone cord. Anyway, I went to the Smash Up subreddit and I posed, what's the worst faction? Because I want to try to see if there's a way to make it good. And I think Spies was mentioned a lot, so I put him with Elder Things. What a disaster it was for Molly. What a disaster.
I was playing, I forget. I've been trying, the whole time you were talking, I thought, what was I playing? I don't remember. I played one of the Cthulhu ones.
You were Minions of Cthulhu.
And then something else that just got smashed. Maybe that's why I don't remember.
It was such a non-factor. I just wrecked. It was amazing.
Oh, the ponies. The mythical ponies.
Mythical horses.
I couldn't ever get a minion for the life of me. And then finally I was getting to the bottom of my deck, and I thought the majority of these cards have to be minions, because literally I'd only gotten 5 or so minions prior to that. Maybe 10. Either way, you should have 20 in your deck. And I thought I was going to be able to get them. I was going to get minion, and then Tom made me shuffle my discard into my deck, so that...
The best. So I made her discard 2 minions, and then I think I put 2 minions from the top of her deck on the bottom. And then, Minions of Cthulhu only has 8 minions. Yeah. So we didn't realize that until after when we counted it out. She was already working 2 minions down.
Yeah, well, because it's supposed to be action heavy. Like, these actions are supposed to help you out, and it just didn't work out to my benefit. So, and then one of the minions that was there purposely discards itself so you could do something great. So,
right.
Either way, I got taken.
Speaking of other games that Molly got smashed in, we played 2-player Small World Underground. I picked the Mudmen, I think was what they were. If you're on a muddy area, you get a new troop at the end of your turn.
During redeployment.
And you can place it right then. And I never went into decline. That was my only race. It was active race the whole time.
What was your power?
I can't remember. It was a non-factor. I didn't need it.
No, it wasn't. It was every time I attacked him, he got to give me a counter so that he could attack me one less.
Easier to attack Molly back.
So not only was he not losing any of his guys, like if I attacked him, he would get it back the next turn. So it didn't matter. And it was easier for him to attack me back. Those Mudmen in that 2-player game were infuriating.
2-player, it was a very
I couldn't attack him
combo.
Enough for it to matter for him to actually lose his guys. Because he would just get 2 back every turn. It was...
We haven't reviewed these yet, but... I'm thinking I don't like them as much as I don't like most area control games because of the tragedy of the commons. If one player is doing well, everyone needs to attack them. But if everyone's attacking them, I don't need to. I can do something else to help my points. I don't need to take their points. I can help my points. But then everyone else thinks, well, I don't want to be the only one to attack them. And so there's the tragedy of the commons, and then, like, the table talk, the diplomacy, it's fun. Don't get me wrong, and I do enjoy when I play these. But I've just seen it come up too many times where somebody wants to get selfish, somebody wants to get greedy. I'm looking, I'm like, David, don't get greedy. And when we were playing with David and Ashley in History of the World, and he was like, no, I just got to try to maximize my points. And Ashley wrecked us by like 100 points. And I was like, we all have to work together.
Yeah. Oh, we did.
Did we talk about this?
No.
Oh, what do you want to say?
I don't.
Oh, I was just going quick mini review.
This game is a crazy deck building game. It's different than other deck building games. Yeah,
Molly smashed us last time I played Valley of the Kings, and I came in last. I don't even know what happened with that game. I went for the same thing as Derek. We both went for green cards. Molly went for Canopic Jars.
I went for whatever people weren't going for.
And Natalie went for the blue cards, I think. And so Derek and I, once we competed and split it, it was already over. But we'd each committed to it, and it was, what a disaster. With this, you have to dismantle your deck early. Yeah. And I feel like I start going early and dismantling, and at the end, I always want a couple more turns. I've never felt like I've dismantled my deck early enough, ever. I always feel like...
It's definitely an intricate balance game where you have good cards, but you want to get rid of them because that's how you get points.
This is actually still in shrink. There's no shrink wrap, but it's still sealed. We haven't played it. I'm only holding up Coup as a reminder that we played Coup because we don't have the box for it anymore. It's in like a box full of different games. I just want to say I love Coup. I love it so much. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. We need to do the review already. It's been years. I played it. The very first time I played it, I was like, this is a must own. I love bluffing. I love lying in game. I would never lie to your face like that. I would only ever do that in game. I said to their face, not your face. So, man, just Coup is so much fun. I love how one game doesn't mean anything. A bunch of games where you get that meta goodness. Is someone gonna continually challenge you? Will they always challenge you? And so essentially you have to start playing honestly.
Right.
But then you're like, wait a second, are they playing honestly? And then you realize that...
Here's the last time we played. So when we play Coup and it gets picked, generally we play 3 games. That means 3 games of Coup are going to be played. Well, Emily won all 3 of those games, I think.
She did. It was so frustrating.
Game. So before the first game started, she said, "I like this game because you don't have to lie." And I said, "Well, yeah, unless you have
double
Contessa." And turns out she won and never lied and had double Contessa. She just took one every time. Anyways, and then the second game happened and we were playing. Turns out, double Contessa again, and she won. My goodness! And then the last one, she wasn't double Contessa, but she still won that last one. We were on to her, but we still couldn't stop her. And so, yeah, that was out of control set of 3 games of that Coup.
Man, I love Coup. That is a game, like, there are some games that I really enjoy, like History of the World, that I would probably not just say yes to, like History of the World. But I just don't see a time when I would say no to playing Coup. I really don't. It's so much fun. I love it. Thunderstone.
It's a heavy box.
Well, we got a bunch of them in here. We got a ton of these expansions. I think we don't have all of them because we don't have like Worlds Collide or the starter set or whatever, or even Numenera anymore. But we got a lot. We don't have the newest one. The newest one's like the 3rd edition. It was a little too rich for my blood, so we didn't go in on the Kickstarter. Hopefully we'll get it retail or in trade or something. Thunderstone. This used to be our go-to game. Once we played Dominion a bunch, we're like, oh, there's like a thematic Dominion. So we went and started playing this several years ago. We haven't played it in a long time. We played it last night, and I lost. Did I lose by 1 point? I lost by 1 point. You lost? We were tied?
We were tied. I would have beat you though because I had more XP.
Oh.
But yes,
I used Creeping Death. It cost 11 gold to buy. It's really expensive. And then it lowers the health of each monster in the hall by 2. And gives every other player a disease. And if you lower the health of the monster all the way to 0, you get to take it. That's the only way I got monsters. I ended the game with no heroes in my deck.
You didn't fight at all in the dungeon. You just gave us all diseases.
It was amazing.
And then he got all his monsters.
Ethan chose the game because it was his turn to pick the game through the voting system we were using, and he was just cracking up sitting next to me as I was buying those cards. And then as I played them, Molly's like, I guess we're all going to get 2 diseases. And I was like, how optimistic. 3 more diseases! Oh, gosh. Diseases for everybody!
Oh, it was out of control.
And I'd play them all in the same hand, and Ethan's just cracking up.
Oh, I realized that he had such a small deck. I thought, oh, no. Anyways. Oh, what are you going to say about this?
Only that I was the bad guy. I like to play games with Molly before I ever teach them to anyone else, so that I know the rules pat. So I know. But this is a 3 to 5 player game, and I've broken that before, where I'll play a 3 to 5 player game alone with Molly, so we can figure out the rules.
We probably could, because this is 1 versus all, so I could have played multiple heroes.
But I was like, with 3 player, I'll read the rule book 3 times, try to make sure I got it, and then we'll play. Well, I didn't read their cards, and we just sat down to play, and everyone hated it but me. And I smashed them. It wasn't even a competition.
Yeah, well, so the reason it was because it was a lot of wasted turns for us. So we each got to play 1 card, and the bad guy, Darkseid, gets to play 2 cards. And they actually do something. Where one of my cards, if I need more energy to do stuff, I have to go back to the tower, and that's my whole turn. And then my whole next turn is just going from there to another place, and that's it. So it's 2 whole turns just moving. And not attacking and not doing anything. Whereas Tom could move, and then when he moved... So it was... While we were doing 2 turns of nothing, Tom was doing 2 turns of 4 different things. So
I guess I should have said Justice League strategy game for the people who are listening without watching. But we've talked about it so long.
Justice League.
It hardly matters.
Strategy game. Yep. We're talking about all of them. All right.
We're just doing a quick 5 minute or free or five seconder for each one.
Escape Curse of the Temple. That's 5 seconds.
Everyone's picking this one lately.
Yeah, well, because everyone said we have a few minutes, 10 minutes. It's a fun game, dice rolling. It's quick.
We got Escape Zombie City.
I'm excited to play. I haven't played.
It only plays 2 to 4 players though,
which is a little bit of a bummer.
Kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I like
because Escape Curse of the Temple plays 5, and if you have 4, you can play it. If you have 5, you can play it. Yeah. But I don't like when games shoehorn in different player counts, because then it's like, wait, this game is really good at 4, but the 5th is like horrible.
Belle of the Ball?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Right, because if 4 player is normal, and then 5th player just changes it up.
It says on the box it's a 2 to 5 player game, and 2, 3, and 4 players is actually fun. 5th player is a variant, but it's not sold as a variant. It's sold as 2 to 5. So when you're playing with 5, you're like, wait a second, this is awful.
They did it for marketing, I guess. I think that games should. I mean, I've heard a lot of reviewers, a lot of people in the industry talk about how no, just put what it's best at. People will still buy it, and they will make their game nights geared towards that game if it's a good game. And so, trying to say, well, you can have this 5th player, which doesn't really help or whatever, or actually is a detriment to the game. I don't like it.
Yeah. So I'm excited to play Gloomhaven again. It's coming up next month, I think. We just do a monthly game group on that one. Excited to play Ticket to Ride Legacy again. Not sure when that's happening. Hopefully the girls will allow us to get our lives back. Also, before we sign off, I want to say we went and saw Something Rotten. It's a musical, like a Broadway musical. And it was hysterical. I'm not going to give anything away, because if you want to go watch it, and I think you should, I highly recommend it. If you want to go watch it, I don't want to spoil it, but I will say as an analogy, imagine on the stage, pink gigantic kangaroos with rabbit ears. That's not what happens at all. But I'm trying to think of something ridiculous, just something completely, utterly ridiculous, and everyone in the stand or in like the audience is just cheering and clapping.
These pink kangaroos that are dancing like fancy dances with these ridiculous costumes.
And the whole point of it is to make fun of the audience for clapping at what we're seeing. It was hysterical. The music was fun. I've only ever gone to 3 of those, I think. I've seen Lion King, Shrek, and that Something Rotten. Is that the same as you?
Mm-hmm, I think so.
You've gone all the same ones as me.
Look at that. So cultured. High society over here. So high society.
But I don't know. I mean, everyone I've gone to I've really enjoyed. And Molly said something the other day that I kind of identify with. She says, you were saying how you like the comedies.
Yeah.
Like, you said you like Lion King less than the other ones.
Yes.
Which surprised me, because you're super Disney.
Oh, yeah, I love Disney. But I think as far as musicals go, although I don't know, I haven't seen a lot of musicals that I should see. I know Wicked is a popular one.
Never saw Wicked, but I hear it's supposed to be funny, right? So I think I would like it.
But I also think I would like Les Mis for the music, because I do know some of the music, right? That is the opposite of funny, right? It is a tragedy in the biggest sense, like The Miserables. And so there's a couple others that I think I would enjoy for the music that aren't comedies, but typically I've tended to appreciate the comedies over just the music of the musicals and whatnot. But.
So we're close to sign off, so I'm curious. I would have asked this question if we'd done this in the beginning, but I just remembered now. But what do you like in terms of musicals? Have you gone to see any? Would you recommend any? And are you still here listening, watching right now? Or
you've got a lot to write if you're still listening.
Well, just pause after each one and then write.
I'm just saying we've asked you a lot of things. You've got a lot to write.
The other thing is our YouTube stats. Like I look at them every now and then, and it says like the average video, average time viewed per video is like 2 minutes. Like if we do really good, we hit 3 minutes. I'm like, man, we do 7 minutes or less. We're already catering to the people who watch how to play a game, the shortest videos, and people are still watching only a third of them, like a third of the time. Then I'm like, well, what about all the people who we have 80-something views on Ticket to Ride Legacy, which is like a 20-minute video. If people are watching that all the way through, how is the average 2 minutes? Are people clicking like 1 second?
And there's like moving, like what happens? I
don't know. Yeah. And so, are you here now? Are you even listening? Or if people logged off after 2 minutes, and like, ugh, much too long.
This is too long. Yeah, all right. We've talked about all the games we wanted to talk about.
And all the stuff.
And congratulations, David Young. I hope I remembered his name right.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
I know it was Young. I think it was David Young.
I knew it was David, but I don't remember Young.
430 spot on our computer, at least.
Yeah, I already shut that down. Right, check.
So... Alright, we presented the evidence.
You be the judge.